Welcome, welcome. It's Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays right here on Feast of Fandoms. Chewie just showed up just at the right time, didn't he?
She just knows.
Briefly, just
Yeah.
briefly. Had to show
She'll
her
be-
face.
She'll be back. This is MCU Mondays where we talk about Marvel. I am your host, David. Welcome, welcome. With me as always are my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
All right. For a Monday.
But you know what, though? We get to do MCU Mondays on a
Yeah.
Monday. So it's a good way to close out the Monday so it doesn't seem as bad. And it gives us something to look forward to on Mondays during the day.
That's true.
Yeah, but I've been
Maybe?
binging Stranger Things all weekend.
Oh,
nice.
Or for most of the weekend. Not all
Mhm.
weekend, but for most of the weekends. So I was kind of upset that Monday kind of interrupted that.
I didn't. Let's see. I've been watching My Name is Earl. And I watched a John Wayne movie.
Ooh, which one?
Nice.
McClintock.
Ah,
And then... Oh. And I don't know why, just because I felt like it. But I watched the other guys, too, because
Oh, nice. That movie's hilarious.
it's a funny movie.
Aim
Just
for the
'cause-
bushes.
Yeah, that's the best part of that movie. And it happens right at the first, too.
Mhm.
Sam Jackson and The Rock die. Aim for the bushes. Aim for the bushes.
Yeah, I've been rewatching the John Wick movies because I'm hoping to see Ballerina this week.
Is your mom gonna let you see that?
Well, see, she thinks that she hears the title Ballerina. She goes, "Ooh, that's probably some kind of documentary or something." And I'm like, "Yes, that is correct."
You could take her to see Black Swan too. I'm sure she'd like that one. That one's about ballerinas.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yikes!
Just kidding, Mrs. Andrews' mom. Don't go see that one. That one's a little rough. All right. Well,
But I'm doing good, so
good. This is Andrew, by the way. He is with us tonight.
I'm just here.
He's just here.
Backstage producer that ended up on the show. I don't do anything.
We didn't have anything really newsworthy. We had a new trailer drop for Ironheart.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I didn't know if we were going to watch it on the show.
No, I did.
I watched it.
Nah, I'm not. I don't plan on showing it. By the way,
Okay.
I mean it's okay, but again, it's
yeah.
I don't know. It's very lackluster to me. It's like
Mhm.
they're running a bunch of the same jokes and the same things, and it's like this has been done before.
Yeah.
Carbon copy.
I'm just interested in the hood.
I am going to reserve. I continue, even though I have not been impressed by the previews. I am continuing to reserve judgment on the show. I will not say, "Oh my gosh, I have to have this," or "Oh my gosh, this looks like crap." This is the acolyte of the Marvel universe, but
yeah, because I mean, even though it could end up being good. I mean,
You never
the
know.
trailers, I haven't.
I mean,
been
it
too
looks
impressed,
okay, but like I said, I'm
Yeah.
more interested in the hood, and it looks like there was one part in the second trailer where looks like her or the hood is using magic with her suit.
yeah, I was
So-
wondering about that. I
I was
saw
like-
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna bring Wong
I just
back.
think I just think the
Who?
release order is a little
Wong.
interesting. Oh,
'Cause,
wow.
he popped up in She-Hulk, so
Yeah, it's possible.
who
But it's like the
knows?
release schedule is what's funny to me because it's only 6 episodes. The premiere week's going to have 3. So that's already half the show we're getting in
half
week.
the show on
Yeah, we're getting
premiere
half
night.
the show premiere night. So
Well, but you got to think.
you
No,
know.
no. That makes perfect sense because that show starts June 22nd,
Fourth.
24th, somewhere in
Yeah.
that neighborhood. July 16th is Fantastic Four. I think somebody
25th.
looked at that and said, "Oh my gosh, we can't be overlapping things." So it's going to be 6 episodes. We'll drop the first 3, and then we'll drop the other 3, and then right as soon as the week that Ironheart finishes, we'll finish on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is. Then that Thursday's when Fantastic Four will hit the theaters. So
Yeah, that's true.
that I don't agree with it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure Marvel knows
But-
that like not every Marvel fan, like the casual fans, are probably not going to watch this show.
Oh no.
So they're probably just like, we're just gonna dump. I mean, because they've been done with it, like we said, for like 2-3 years at this point. You know.
So what's the date? The 24th, 25th that
Yeah.
it comes out?
24th, I believe.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, I think it's July 25th. Because July 11th is Superman, I know that. But that's DC, so.
Well, if it starts on the 24th, then that's
There
a
might be-
Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, they're doing. Seems like Tuesday night is the. But I don't mind being on the Sid Dominion instead of watching it live. I'll get to it when I get to it, you know. Because we'll have like essentially a week after the new episode drops before we talk about it. So
What
Well,
day
they could
did
do
you-
it on a Wednesday where I have no shows whatsoever.
there you go. Exactly.
What day did you say Superman was?
July 11th.
So 2 weeks later, they're dropping Fantastic Four. Okay,
Yeah.
let me get a popular opinion here, and we'll ask this, and Andrew, you can put this out in the threads too afterwards. It's fine. Superman comes out July 11th. Fantastic Four comes out 2 weeks later. First part of the question: will Fantastic Four dethrone? I mean, I'm going off the assumption that Superman is going to be amazing and it will be in the number one spot for at least 2 weeks. Will Fantastic Four dethrone Superman? And will it maintain its first place over Superman for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
See,
Well,
I
you
think
got
it's
Jurassic
interesting.
Park in there too.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's right. That's the beginning. Yeah, it's July 2nd, I want to say.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
And I'm excited for that. Yeah, July's a big month. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
See, and to answer your question, David, or to think about answering it, so you got to think a lot of people, and myself included, are excited for Superman because I'm a Creature Commandos technically kicked off the DCU, but for the general public, this is the kickoff.
This is the kick,
and it doesn't necessarily have to be top tier comic book movies, but it's got to be good. It's got to be really good to please. And then when you think about Fantastic Four, I was talking with Cam about this last night. You're coming off of Thunderbolts, which was excellent. Unfortunately, didn't do too well at the box office. But when people watch that movie and they hear, oh, a new Marvel movie's coming out, they're thinking, okay, the last one I saw is good. So I'm going into this thinking it's going to be good.
And they're showing a lot of they're marketing this one too.
They are, yeah.
So they're marketing the Fantastic Four, but
yeah, a little too much for my taste. I've stayed away from the majority of it because I'm like, oh my god, quit showing stuff.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But then
someone did a. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say because you've got Superman, and everything I've heard about this new Superman movie is that a lot of the fans, everything I've seen on TikTok, I don't know what you've seen, Debbie, but everything that I have seen, like on TikToks and other social medias, is that the fans are actually very excited for this and that it looks really, really good. And the fact that James Gunn stuck with practical effects versus CGI.
Well, I just think David Cornsweet.
They're very much looking forward to it.
I think David Cornsweet like he looks like Superman, and I like that for Clark Kent. He's got his curly hair, and then as Superman, it's the straight. It's not just where did Andrew go?
Yeah,
no one knows. Okay, I'm back.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited for
that.
it.
I can.
Yeah, I think July is going to be a good month. Well, and the new it's not July, but the new How to Train Your Dragon remake comes out
this week, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. It looks good. I've heard if you're going to do a live action remake, you do it that way. It's what I've heard from the early reviews. So we'll see. Because Lilo and Stitch is doing really well. Now, two separate companies, but yeah. Anyway,
I've heard some things about that one that have made me not want to go see it. I was curious about it, but the fact that they left out what's his name?
Oh, Jumba or something like that.
Yeah, and the fact that Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten, except for Lilo, because she wants to go to school to study oceanography in the United States, even though they're on Hawaii, which I'm fairly certain has a
A
university
little bit of water.
that might have a fairly decent oceanography program. You're on a frickin' island.
Is Dr. Dana okay? Oh man.
I want to go study Alaskan culture, so I'm going to go to the University of Florida to do that. What? What?
It's true.
Oh God! Somebody help me, please. Help me to understand the logic of these people. Because, again, Disney, if you're listening, you're watching live action remakes. Okay, fine. You want to make them. You have a storyboard. You have a script. All you have to do is translate it. You don't have to reimagine it. Oh my. Okay.
That reminds me, I got a
Rant over.
late birthday gift from my grandma. It was like a Marvel encyclopedia. So it's like the top 100 comic books that I can still find in Marvel. And it's got a little like snippet about it and everything. So it's pretty
Nice. I bought a whole bunch of comic books at Comic-Con this year.
cool. Before you know it, I'm going to have tape around the
But I'm still trying to catch up on. Anyway, all right, let's talk about Jessica Jones. Jewel. We get Jewel in this episode, which I thought was hilarious. Yeah, because she was. So this episode, don't look at me like that, Debbie. I know what I'm talking about. Jewel was, or is, Jessica Jones's superhero moniker. That's her superhero name. And there was the one scene with where she was with her sister, and she's showing her the costume and everything, and and we'll call you Jewel with the mask and all this other nonsense. And so again, call back to it. It was good. This episode was told via flashbacks, but they weren't like overdone. It was they were working on something, and then something would come up, and it was like, well, what about this? And then it would flash back and show why we had a problem with this and how we fixed it, kind of thing. Basically, kind of giving us a little backstory on Jessica, how she dressed up like a hoagie to save people.
I really wanted to put that on the thumbnail, but I could not find a clear. They were all blurry, and I'm like, damn it.
That was good. That was good.
I was so disappointed.
But again, it was kind of her origin. But in the back, well, at the same time, they're attempting to catch Killmonger.
Killgrave.
Killgrave did it again, didn't I? Killgrave.
This is one of those kind of, I don't know if you call it a trope, but it's like we're 5 episodes in, they're not gonna like kill him.
Yeah,
still 8 episodes.
And they don't want to kill him.
Or I mean, capture him is what I mean.
That's the idea. Is we can't kill him because we've got to prove Hope innocent. Basically, everything is boiling back to that first episode.
Right. I meant capture. Yeah, things aren't going to go as planned.
Right.
Well, maybe I watched too many true crimes or whatever, but I was like, you capture him. He has security. He's closely guarded. He does everything in his power to avoid being...
to protect himself.
But you didn't look to see if there was a freaking tracker.
Come
on.
You didn't look to see if there was a tracker? Plus, I mean, seriously, you've been following him all this time. You go to where he meets and gets the picture every day. You have not noticed 2 or 3 of the same guys hanging out around him to say, oh, look, he has security around him. Huh. Maybe that's something we ought to take into consideration.
No,
Just like-
that's too
What
complicated.
kind of detective is she?
It's
It's like Cam has said, you can't expect movie and TV characters to do the smart thing. No.
That's like, oh, look, all my friends are dead. They were murdered by this horrible serial killer out by a lake. What do I want to do? Well, I'm going to go upstairs and take a shower. Are you stupid? Get in the car and drive away. That's
you
like
gotta
that.
feel clean because then the car will get dirty. Dude, have you seen Pulp Fiction? No. Oh, my mom doesn't know that.
Shh. But anyway, and and they're going through all this stuff too with the soundproof room. I loved that scene with her and the cop where they're good night.
Night,
They can
Mom.
hear you but not see you. Yeah.
But where they're going through the soundproof room and bad mouthing each other on either side of the glass, and neither one can hear. So,
Is it just me, or was he freaking annoying in this episode? The cop. I'm sorry, but he was asking way too many questions. I'm just
well,
like,
he wants
what
to
is
be
your deal?
He wants to be involved, and I get that, but I think
Very suspicious.
Well, he wants to know the plan so that he can be a bigger part of it. I think that's what his angle is.
But he was also asking a lot of questions about Jessica.
Well, he's just curious about her. That if I knew a superhero, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, wow, how did this happen? And how did you do that? And blah, blah, blah.
That's awful.
But when you're getting ready for a heist, that's the last thing you want to do. You should be focused on the plan.
He wasn't very focused when we first meet him in this episode. He kind of had his head under a sheet.
That's what people say about me.
I was watching this and my son came in to play with the cat and I'm like, oh my God.
Nice.
He was in his 30s, but still.
Right. It's like anime when I watch it. It's like anime when I'm watching on my own, and then anime when my parents walk in. That's all, yeah.
Oh, Mom, no!
Titanic, when I'm watching. Titanic when my parents walk in. Oh.
I was just like, I hope he didn't see that.
He's like,
sure.
Mom.
He probably didn't give a rat's ass, but I'm sitting here. I'm sure, I'm sitting here like this, like, oh my God, I hope the scene hurries up and moves along.
Game of Thrones when I watched on my own, and then Game of Thrones when my mom walks in. Mom, they're siblings. Ah.
It's okay. They can do that. They're brother and sister. Oh, no, wrong. No.
That's her dad. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Like you came in at the wrong time.
In context, you don't know the context. but something else too. Again, you've got the sister, and she was doing all this Krav Maga crap, and in this one, it shows her, and she's loading up her gun, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna load it, and then what's the first thing that happens? But she owns up to it though. She's like, again, I was useless. You suck. And I get it. She wants to. I think deep down she wants to be the hero. She wants to help people. She likes doing that. But
the thing is,
she sucks.
When Jessica yells that, hey, there's two guys, coming after me, get the van here, whatever. She should have had her gun out. She should have had her gun out. I'm just like, oh my God. I just can't.
And it was more than two. I mean, by the time they got to the whatever, the hospital, the abandoned hospital or whatever, there was 2 or 3 cars full of them. So we can't kill him, remember?
Yeah, there's still 8 episodes left.
Yeah, but Jessica punching him, that was good. I liked it.
Well, he enjoyed it afterwards. He was admiring his big
Yeah.
bruise and pulled out a tooth, and he thought it was hilarious. Like, you're a sicko.
Dude, David Tennant is great in this role. He does a good job of like, whew, you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in too many things, but yeah, I like him in this. He's a good villain.
He's a good bad guy. Was he a doctor?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think he was
I
on for a
don't-
while. I haven't
don't-
seen it. I haven't
don't
seen
care
Dr.
which
Who.
number. I was just curious.
I
was
don't
gonna say, 'cause
remember.
I don't know that I've seen much of anything that he's been in either that has just really grabbed me, but I knew
He
his
was in Harry
name from
Potter.
somewhere, so I was like, "Oh yeah, he was."
He's in the Goblet of Fire. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah. He was the fake
Barty Crouch
the
Jr.
fake, yeah, the fake
teacher.
the fake Mad Eye. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I would know him from then. Yeah.
And I believe, I could be wrong. I think he's in The Good Omen too. I know Michael
Yes.
Sheen's in that. I love Michael Sheen.
Yeah, he is in that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that show had to be canceled. They're going to do like a one-off episode because of the allegations and stuff. Neil Gaiman. I don't know if you.
Oh, he
heard
does
that
that
stuff.
series?
That was one of his comic books. runs or something.
Okay. Well,
Why the
I knew he did
Sandman?
the Sandman.
Yeah, that's why that was going to be a multi-season show. Then after what happened, they were like, "All right, season 2's it." So anyway, I haven't seen The Good Omens, but I just heard about it. So
I've seen episodes here and there. It's on Amazon, and I don't know. Amazon bugs me now because freaking
the ads, dude, it's so annoying.
can't stand it.
I hear you. I get it.
What else happened in this one? She blackmailed her boss. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at the books. Did
it say where she was working, or it was just some kind of rinky-dink place?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because I looked down to answer a text, and then I looked up, and she was in this office. I was like, what?
Well, it was again.
Was it a flashback?
It was a flashback. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, showing that she had these abilities, but she's trying to hold down a job. So
Not very well.
That's why she was the hoagie, because again, she found another job, and it was, hey, half price sandwiches, or buy one get one, or whatever. So, but yeah, that was and when she went to go follow, I finally love this. Somebody's thinking. Somebody finally is thinking. This is now she's a good detective with this, because she is tailing her drug dealer guy. She's trying to find out where he's going, where he's meeting. And if you'll notice, every time she tails him, she is wearing something different. She's not wearing the black broody
leather coat.
Yeah, she doesn't look like a
she doesn't look like a cartoon
reprobate. She looks like she's got on a white hoodie, and it's something that you wouldn't see her in normally. So again, I was like, hey, now there's some attention to detail right there. I don't want people noticing me, or I don't want him. I know both of these people that I'm trying to track down know who I am. I know that they know what I dress like. So if I dress off, I'm not going to draw as much attention to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her that.
There you go. Hey,
Debbie finally liked something that a female character did. We found it.
Yeah, Debbie, get rid of your misogynistic views.
History.
I'm sorry. I just hate it when they do stupid stuff. It's like, come on.
Well, and she didn't. The sister didn't do anything stupid this time. She had the gun. She was ready to go. She just got caught off guard, and they had cattle prods. So what are you gonna do? She needs to get Luke, and we need Luke out there.
Luke. Sometimes people tell me I look like Luke Cage. It probably doesn't come across on camera, but you know.
It doesn't come across in real life either,
I was
sir.
just about to say, oh wait, dude. Camera takes off 50 pounds, you know.
I wish. I could benefit from losing 50 pounds.
Well, and I don't mean to jump too far ahead, but when
We're all over the place. It don't matter.
I think it was this episode when Killgrave takes her after she's trying to. Is that this episode?
No. He calls her on the telephone and demands to.
That's right.
I'll let your drug friend go free. I won't bother him if you send me a picture every day at 10. I'm like,
why? This is stupid again.
I wasn't able to rewatch the whole episode, so I was.
She's letting him be in control. She needs to stick the druggie in a safe house and send him a picture of her giving him the middle finger and saying,
that's what I thought. I was like, okay, every day, you know, to where, exactly. You know, he can't see my face or whatever.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. At first, I thought it said
50 pounds and several shades of melon on it.
I thought it said back, and I was like, when was
that's what I did too. I was like, where was he?
I was like,
where'd he go? Oh, when he took off his glasses.
There he is.
Now
Now he is.
Wait, we actually might get
Andrew's that
for that.
Stop that.
Right. Wait, here.
Oh, there he is.
See, he's gone again.
I actually can't see anything without these on. I probably should put them back on. So
I have that same problem. Even though the monitor's only maybe
right there,
far away from me, I can't.
Right.
It has to be right here for me to see anything without my glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
so yeah, that ticked me off when she sent him a picture.
Yeah, because
and of all the things to ask her to do,
as much as she is against him being in control of her and him having some sort of power over her, she just kind of gave him.
Well, I mean, she waited to see if her drug friend was going to shoot up or whatever, snort, whatever, or if he was going to, you know, refuse to take it, because she kind of gave him a, you know, you could be a hero or you could just go down this path. Yeah. So I think she made her decision when she went in and she seen the needle hadn't been used and the drugs were in the toilet. But still, I don't think I'd.
Again, middle finger.
Unless she has some kind of plan, which I'm sure she does, to kind of.
I won't spoil
him out, maybe.
Use it against him somehow.
Blackmail.
No, you're not going to blackmail him, but she's got to. The thing is that they've got to get him in court so that she can save Hope. So speaking of that,
they got the crap beat out of her.
She did. And why? She had the money, right? I thought that's what the money was for.
That's what I thought too. I was like, well, she has to pay off.
Or is she doing it to pay off her protection, and the protection failed.
Yeah. Yeah, I was confused on that. I was like, well, if she gave them the money, then why are they beating the crap out of her? I didn't get that.
Because they can. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's prison. Anything can happen. But yeah, she's getting the crap beat out of her. Who knows if she's
think about the
going to last too much over or too much longer.
About that scene in the Penguin, in the prison. A little bit different, but still.
Again, I haven't watched it. I know I'm a horrible, horrible person.
Oh, like the time. I just
You have had plenty of time to watch it.
Again,
still to this day.
I mean, that was back in January for Pete's sakes, and we're 6 months in.
They even shared one of my tweets, so I kind of have a biasness towards it, but
I don't know. Like great. I said, the DCEU had failed me too many times. I know
you didn't like the Batman?
Don't.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna get
Joker on the phone, and we're gonna have a discussion here.
Yeah, it was. I was like, well, yeah, that was a movie.
Wow.
I
mean, look, I know I'm gonna have grandkids by the time part 2 comes out, but
really, I'll probably be dead.
But that movie's awesome.
I thought it was really good. I like that it was set more of him being the detective part because that's how back in the day the comics started out.
That's how he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked that, and I thought Robert did a really good job being Batman.
Oh yeah.
Except for he was a little bit too much probably not the right word, but emo for me.
I get that. Also, he's a terrible vampire because it took him 14 years to turn into a bat. So I don't know what's going on.
I just rewatched those. I think it was last weekend. I watched Twilight.
Why? Why would you do such a thing? I don't get it.
They were on, I don't know if it was Netflix or Hulu, but I thought, yeah, I'll go ahead and
why not
and watch those.
Turn your brain off. It's a good time.
Yeah. Like I said in the chat, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago because Andrew, the other Andrew in our chat, he said he likes to watch them every so often. And I was like, yeah, it's good brain rot.
Well, I've only seen him once, but
that's a part of my brain that I would like to keep. Thank you.
Yes.
I have plenty of brain rot, so I'm fine.
I have absolutely no desire
you
in
name
this
my
world.
daughter after the Loch Ness monster. Oh my gosh!
I
love the behind the scenes picture of like her with the wolf Jacob when he's a wolf and he's in like the gray suit. She's like petting his head. It's like, oh, that was probably awkward to film.
I tell you, I read the books back when they first came out, and I was Team Jacob all the way. I wanted her to be with Jacob so bad.
I haven't read it. My sister's read the first. She's reading through them right now. Actually, she's read the first book. Well,
I had no desire to read them or see the movies whatsoever. See, and my kids too, when they were growing up, that was, Emmy, that was one of her big things. She wanted to go see it, and I was like, "You're gonna have to find somebody to take you because I'm not going to go see that." I will.
My daughter was
blatantly refuse.
My daughter was into Twilight, and of course Harry Potter. So we had to go.
Well, see now, Harry Potter I read, and that was fine. Yeah. That was all good. But with Twilight, things like Twilight and what was the other one? The Hunger Games series.
Mm-hmm.
When those came out, when those movies hit, I was like, they're all based on the best international best-selling novel, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this. What is this crap? And then it's like, oh well, these are young teen fiction novels that I was like, well, no wonder I've never heard of it. Okay. And then I'm looking at Twilight and I'm like reading the cover, and yes, I judged the book by its cover because I read it and I'm like, I have no desire for this one. Now, Hunger Games, I was like, okay, I might could get on board with this one. So I did what I usually do is I read the book and then I went to go watch the movie. The first movie, it was a beautiful adaptation. There was some stuff left out, and I get that. But again, it was exactly what it needed to be. The second movie was not too far off either, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute.
Foggy's in the last two.
But then the last two, see, by the time we got to the last two, I was like, I don't understand why we needed 2. You made 1 movie out of the first 2 books. Why did we need to split the last book into 2?
That
And
was
then I'm like,
I don't get it.
oh, cash grab. Of course,
Right.
we need to
Well,
release
and
2 movies so that we
if you
can
think
make
about
more
it,
money. And it's like,
Harry, you know, they did that with Harry Potter. They did it with Twilight. They did it with Hunger Games.
well, Harry Potter makes
you know.
sense because
Right.
that
No, it
last
does.
book was
It's long.
long.
But I'm
And
saying that's
and
why
they
the
left
others
out so much
did
of
it.
the other books that they had to have another movie just to kind of say, "Oh, we forgot to put this in, but here it is."
Yeah.
Now.
But I think that's why the other franchises did it. Because, I mean, it was right around the same time. The
I don't
prequel,
know. The Deathly Hollows, I was just like, man, there's so much they could have cut out of that. I would. Part 1, I
for
usually
sure, part 1, yeah.
fast forward the majority of that movie because it's just them sitting around talking, and I'm like, or one's jealous of the other one, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my god, I've seen that in a
It could be
theater, and I was
worse.
just,
It could be worse. It could be a bunch of people with a ring hiking through mountains for 3 hours.
I'll tell you what, they could have
Just
cut
saying.
out a lot of that
Just
too.
saying.
They could have cut out the 5-minute montage of them walking through the mountains. I'm like, okay, you could have cut that out. You know,
We get
I
it.
don't
We get it. You're walking. Why
Yeah.
didn't you get on the Eagles and just fly over
I'm not
there?
listening to any of
exactly.
this.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Lord of the Rings. I'm probably due for a rewatch this year, but
I probably
Yeah.
am too. Actually, I watched Jaws this weekend. I hope you're happy, Debbie.
It's a 4th of July watch every year.
I know it's a 4th of July, but it's a good movie. So I'm gonna watch
normally
it.
I watch
Yeah.
it Memorial weekend, but I forgot to, so I'm waiting for 4th of July weekend to watch it. They got some cool merch out for that because it's the
Yeah.
50th anniversary.
Yes, anniversary. Yeah.
They got some cool merch. I'm like,
Oh, I gotta look now.
I don't know if it's going to be in the theaters, or I doubt it because there's just too much coming out.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why.
Or maybe
they
like
wouldn't.
very limited. Oh yeah. Okay. I was looking at the merchandise. So.
Well, I tell you what, I am mad at my movie theater because they didn't show Revenge of the Sith. You know, we had to drive 45 minutes to go see that in theaters. And then there's an announcement. My son sent it to me, and The Last Crusade will be played in our theater for Father's Day.
Nice.
Oh,
I heard about that. I don't think mine is.
And I'm like, okay, I love Crusade,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, but you couldn't have Revenge of the Sith. So I didn't have to drive 45 minutes.
Valid.
yeah. So actually, I'm looking at this, Debbie. This will make you happy. Jaws is set for a theatrical re-release for its 50th anniversary on August the 29th.
Is that when it came out?
No, it was
I don't
June.
know. But that's the Friday before Labor Day.
It was
So
June 20th. Because I remember, dude, the lines outside the theater were insane opening weekend for Jaws. I mean,
I was there.
I have not waited in line that long for a movie. That was wait, 80,
I was
90?
there.
That was 30 years before I was born.
My brothers took me, and when my mom found out, they got in trouble. Why are you taking her to that kind of movie?
The same thing happened when I went to go see Gremlins. When I went to go see Gremlins in theater, my mom got so mad. Why did you go see that? That's a scary movie. It's rated PG, Mom.
That was 21 years before I came out.
She got mad when my brothers took me to see I don't know if you guys will remember these, but the Towering Inferno. Steve McQueen. Yeah. Took me to see those, and she wasn't very pleased. Just
well, see, this wasn't the theater, but one time, my sister and I were younger. Then I know we're young, but we were younger. My mom wouldn't let my sister watch Titanic all the way through because of certain
Because it has a naked scene in it.
right. And so then one day
Got a
my
little
sister
bit of
comes to me.
nudity.
One day my sister comes to me and says, "Hey, I asked mom and she said it's okay if we can watch Titanic all the way through." And I was like, I trusted my sister, and I was like, "All right, we'll watch it."
I already know what's
Watch
coming.
it. Guess who gets in trouble? Guess who gets in trouble? You believed her? Are you kidding me? I'm like,
I can't
Mom.
believe you would watch it with her,
Yeah.
knowing the
True.
scene.
True, but we also bond over Game of Thrones, so it's like, I mean, no, I'm kidding.
How old is your sister?
17.
Oh, well, she's old enough to see
But
that.
but yeah, this was back when I was like probably 11, 12, and she was like 10, 9, 10. She was like, "Yeah, mom said we could watch it all the way through," and I'm like, "All right." You know. So I learned my lesson that day.
Also, being that the theatrical re-release for this, by the way, is August 29th. That happens to be a very important day because one, that's the Friday before
Yes.
trying to think. The Friday before Labor Day, but also that day happened.
It's my birthday.
Sorry, but yes, that is my. It hits
You
theaters.
can't play
on my
that
birthday.
anymore. We get a copyright every time you play that.
I didn't play it very long. It was very short. I kept it quick.
Mhm. We'll see.
Oh man.
Maybe I need to find a different cut of that. I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I
weird
don't
because the
know.
music.
I don't
is
know
the
if I
music
cut it
copyright?
out or if I had to mute that
I guess it's
the
the
last
music
time.
that's copyright because it can't be the
from the
footage.
movie
Yeah, it's probably the music.
from
What
Thor.
movie is it from?
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor, Ragnarok.
Oh, right.
What kind of Marvel fan are you?
Oh, jeez.
Well,
on,
look at the
man.
time. It's just that's right. I forgot Grandmaster. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
See, it's
Okay.
it's the noggin. You know?
Plenty of rabbits chased. Did we miss anything with Jessica this week?
Nah.
I don't
Killgrave,
think so.
Killgrave is left uncaptured. Jessica sending him pictures so that she could save her druggy friend.
I take
Wait,
a
what
picture
kind
of
of
my foot and send it to him.
Right. Actually,
Here's my hand.
yeah.
Here's my shoulder.
No, don't be doing that.
I don't know. He may like that. Actually, you're right.
Actually, you know what I would do? I would go back to Luke and become, little intimate with Luke and take a picture of that and say, "Ah, how do you like that?"
I didn't know which Luke you were talking about at first. I was like, "Where's this going?"
Luke Cage.
I figured that out, but I was like,
So did her and Kilgrave actually?
I don't know that he wants her
in that way, just like
physically
controlling,
or
yeah.
in a sexual manner.
Just
I
her
think
powers.
He likes the
I
mind
think
control.
I think it's the powers because
Yeah.
if you recall, he was with two other girls when he saw her save the druggie. Because that was one of the flashbacks was that he saw her save him, and she beat the crap out of the guys that were beating the crap out of him. And I think with him, it's more I can influence people, and you have the muscle to back me up. So you and me together are.
So does he have an end game, or he just likes to
I don't
have power over people?
I think he just likes the power.
I didn't know if he's trying to influence people to move himself up in society or something. I don't know. Like Wilson Fisk, become mayor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to protect my city because when I was a boy, I used to run these streets.
This is not just a white wall,
Yeah. Other than that, I think we covered everything.
Awesome. Cool. Shameless plugs. What do we got tonight?
I did not see anything scheduled for the Sith Dominion, so I know Dana was throwing around the idea of taking off a few weeks. I don't know if that's a for sure or not,
I
but
mean,
so I don't know. But over on the Sith Dominion, they got all kinds of cute, good shows over there, so go check it out. Wednesday we have War of the Stars dropping, new episode. Thursday we'll be back going through our journey of the Clone Wars animated series. We will be covering episodes 2, 3, and 4. The Malevolence, whatever. Malevolent.
stuff is happening in the galaxy.
That arc. And let's see. Friday, Star Trek is an iffy one because Biscardi moved not too far from you, Dave.
Really?
Biscardi moved and he won't have internet till Saturday.
I need to message him.
Yeah.
Do
Too
that
bad
right.
it didn't happen in time for the Fan Expo. That would have been ultimate.
He was
crossover
on
there.
vacation.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Just
He was
yeah.
probably up
wouldn't
at his cabin.
Yeah. Ooh.
Saturday, Geek Gauntlet. And then we'll be back Monday for episode 6. Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. Andrew, shameless plugs. Your eyes are moving. You're not frozen.
Dang it. Yeah, I did that last night and I got Cam, but darn.
I saw your eyes twitch.
Although he was looking on the phone, so it was a lot easier to get him. So, this past Sunday, or I guess that's last night, on the Cam of Focus YouTube channel, we discussed On and Off the Green Knight. That was a long episode. We did an hour and 50.
I seen that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
That was a lot of fun.
Y'all went.
Chased a
How
lot of
long? How long did y'all go?
hour 50.
Wow.
We chased a lot of rabbit holes.
I was going to say I wouldn't have lasted.
Yeah. Well, it was just I didn't realize that's how long we went. But this coming week we are discussing a movie that I know none of you have heard of. It's on Tubi. It's called Don't Let the River Beast Get You. It's an indie horror movie. Well,
I think
horror.
I think I've seen.
Yeah,
that
Matt
movie.
Farley is the director of it, and he acts in it.
What year did that come out?
2012, I believe.
Oh.
But it's also meant to be kind of a comedy because it's this town in North England, and this guy, the main character Neil, has warned everyone about the River Beast, which is just one of the pretty directors in a costume, it's meant to be a joke, but he's like a math tutor or like a tutor, and he gets kicked out he leaves town, and then he returns unannounced 3 years later, and they're like, the best tutor's back, and that's all his stuff, and he's like, he can take the River Beast, and the screen flashes red before the River Beast appears to prepare you for what you're about to see. It's meant to be
no fun.
silly. Yeah, it's funny.
Who wants to
But,
be prepared? I want to be jump scared.
Well, because the River Beast is scary. You got to be prepared. All right, it's just
All right, whatever.
But yeah, that's what we're discussing next week. Our thing is, all right, we discussed a good movie this week. We gotta keep it balanced, like Thanos. Good movie, bad movie. Anyway, and then I'll be all the stuff Debbie said. That's all I got.
Awesome.
Next September, I'll just start plugging that off.
Wait till we have confirmation on that one.
That's right.
Anyway, well, I've got nothing.
I don't have a favorite battalion.
I don't think so either.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the Bad Batch wouldn't count.
No, that's not a battalion.
No, they're not a battalion.
Yeah,
It's a batch.
that's why I definitely said they don't count, because I was not considering that, thinking that was a possibility. I was, making sure you guys knew.
You keep telling yourself.
Well, that is going to be it for us tonight then. You guys all have a great, great rest of your week. We will see all of you right here on Thursday night for Cantina Happy Hour. Be good to each other, and we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Shit! Language.
No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language.
I know.
For gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff?
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?